everyone. Come and join the circus. We're back.
Yeah, and I believe this is one of your favorites.
Yes, so since Jad had recommended The Voices, I decided to recommend a dark comedy slash horror film that I love called Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So, let's get started. This comedy horror was directed, written, and produced by the Cheeto brothers. The trio are best known for their special effects and stop motion animation. They worked on other films such as Critters, Ernest Scared Stupid, and Team America World Police. The number for the box office performance are hard to come by, particularly like the domestic gross, but the film didn't do well when it originally was released, and it had a budget of 1.8 million.
Yeah, and let's see here. Sequels have been mentioned, but they all seem to be stuck in development hell, from what I can gather. Like, last anyone ever heard of a sequel was when Sci-Fi announced back in 2018 they were working on some, but no word ever since.
Yeah.
And most recently, in 2024, a video game based on this was developed by Ilphonic and published by Television Games. It's like...
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. It's like their take on Dead by Dawn, apparently. Or
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight,
Yeah. And it's fun. I've played it. You either play as the clowns or the victims. And also, you can unlock Elvira as a playable character.
Oh, that's awesome. And let's see. And in 2018, in a scale zone based on the film, and would be part of Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. And the next year, for the event, it would get its own haunted house.
Alright, so I want to know what you thought of this, Jad, because this was your first time watching it, right?
Yeah, it was a very weird one.
Okay, so I want to say that this movie, if you are afraid of clowns, don't watch this, but also this is not a movie for children, despite the circus atmosphere. It is very bloody and very gory. So in this world, the killer clowns are aliens that come from outer space and invade Earth to eat people. They put them into these cotton candy cocoons and turn them into juice.
Yeah, that was kind of creepy. Yeah, and not to mention they are also armed with a bunch of other crazy weapons,
Yeah, let's talk about them. Okay, so first we gotta talk about the plot. So what happens is, it's kind of like any slasher horror film.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids are at makeout point. And at first you get a little confused because there's an ice cream truck. These are not the killer clowns. These are one of the main characters' best friends. What are they called? I always forget their last name.
Let's see. It was the
something brothers.
The
Terenzis.
Terenzis, yeah.
Yeah. And they're trying to sell ice cream, but apparently they got this ice cream truck to meet girls.
Where do you make that leap in logic? How can having your own ice cream truck help you meet women?
They say that. They say it in the movie towards the end that they got the truck to try to meet girls.
Mm-hmm.
And they do have two girls in the truck, but they're just not interested. And the Terenzi brothers yeah, take us home. So this character named Mike and his girlfriend Debbie are at the locals lovers lane. Yep. What a last name. They're make it out as one does when they see something that looks like a comet.
Yeah.
Now there is a farmer who also sees this with his bear, and he goes to see what it is. He thinks it's Halley's Comet, only to see this huge circus tent. He has his dog with him. This is the only part I didn't like of the movie, just as for Pooh Bear.
The dog dies, yeah.
Yeah, the dog dies, and the guy goes to try to find his dog, only to get caught by the clowns. Now, the pacing of this movie is a little fast, but I don't mind it because then we get to see more of the clowns and the special practical effects. But Mike and Debbie go in, which is kind of stupid. And that's the thing. I will say the one thing in this horror movie is get down pat that people are stupid. I will get into that more, but now see, at first Mike thinks it's what was it? He thought it was like
It
oh, I think
was
so. I
a circus tent, I guess. But
Yes,
then,
like he thought it was the a new wave circus. Is that new? That's what he said. He's like, hey, it's that new wave circus. I'm like, where did you get that idea?
like, short to Soleil, but when they enter, they see these big bundles of cotton candy just dangling in from these racks. And
Uh,
let's see. Oh, sorry. And
Debbie's the one who I think has the brain cells in this, just because she's like, I've never seen cotton candy stored this way. Mike is a little too calm in the beginning. Because she's like, yeah, something about this doesn't feel right. Because they go into one room that has like this big electrical orb, and she's getting freaked out. Mike is trying to assure her it's normal, but then when they see the cotton candy, she's like, no, this isn't right. And when I think they tear some of it away,
yeah, and you
and they see
see,
the dead
yeah,
farmer.
the farmer, he's supposed to be fleshless and definitely not his face painted red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Alright, and then they barely manage to escape if there's one clown who has a bazooka that shoots out popcorn.
We'll get to that again. And then another one makes a balloon dog that comes to life and
Sniffs them
chases
out, yeah.
after. Yep. And here's the thing about the clowns. I actually really like the designs of the
Oh yeah,
clowns
they're
because
definitely
they
creepy.
managed. Yeah, like here's the thing about clowns. I'm not one of those people who are terrified of clowns, but I think the thing is you can make a clown terrifying. These clowns are huge. They are massive. They like tower over you. Um, they're taller than the humans. There's one of them that's shorter, but all the clowns are really big, and their faces don't look like a normal human clown.
Mm-mm.
There's something wrong with them. They do give off the feel that they are alien and very violent.
Oh yes, very violent. So they manage to arrive at the police station where Debbie's ex-boyfriend Dave Hansen is there with his cranky curmudgeon-y partner Curtis Mooney, played
Who
by
fucking
John
sucks.
Furman. Yeah, he's an asshole. Like,
He's just mean for like zero reason.
yeah, he's really real. Like, he's one of the stereotypical boomers who hates anyone under the age of 30, I guess.
Yeah. And it seems like the place they live, Crescent Cove, has a lot of teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure how old Dave is supposed to be. I'm not sure how old you have to be a police officer. Is it 18
Uh,
or 20?
I'm not sure.
Neither of us know. But like, here's the thing. I feel like Dave is at least trying to be a good officer, while Mooney's just a jackass for like zero reason, and it's just unpleasant. But so I think so if I remember, yeah. So they go to the police station. Um,
But they try to explain
and
to them the story about the killer clowns, and Mooney does mocks their story, while Dave is at least willing to check it out, but insists
yeah.
that Debbie stays behind in case it's dangerous.
Now, I have to just give them a little bit of negative points for this, just because it's like I understand what you're trying to do, but come on, she can go and interact with the, and help you guys and everything. So as we see this at the same time, we then later we go to another scene. The clowns have gone into
Town.
the town. Yeah. So let me see. I'm trying to. So now, believe it or not, the clowns actually have names.
Wait, seriously?
So, yes, some of them do. So first we have a clown who is setting up a puppet show. Now, see, the reason I'm saying these guys are stupid, is because this one dude is just like, he comes up and he's like, hey, there's a puppet show here, and he's just watching.
Yeah, laughing.
He doesn't think it's kind of weird, that there's
Especially
this
when
random
there's one puppet managed to vaporize the other puppet with a rape with the gun.
Yeah, but this
Like,
dude is laughing. He thinks it's the funniest thing ever, and I'm like, it's not that funny. It's really not. So I don't know why this dude's laughing so hard. But then the puppet, like, okay, I did like this because what happens is the puppet comes up out of the little puppet theater and destroys the theater. Once again, like showing you how massive
mm-hmm.
they are. I think this one is called Talls. Is this one Talls? No, that's not him. Yes, again, all the puppets, not the puppets, the clowns have names, and I think they did that to help differentiate the puppets, the clowns, so you could tell them apart. It might have been Spiky. I think it might be Spiky. Oh, it's Buddy.
Yeah,
Buddy, come talk to us about weird clowns.
Hey, Buddy. I wasn't and fun enough to put you to sleep. Not like Toxic Avenger. Yeah, and
okay, so
was this the part where they arrived to the crater? Or?
I think, but I think in between there are. Oh, it was Spiky who does the puppet show. We also have okay, there was this other one who this girl, there's a knock on the door, she opens it up.
Oh yeah, the
and
pizza.
She's like, oh, it's
yeah, I recognize that.
From why did you open the door? If you didn't order pizza, girl. And what happens is Shorty, that's the name of the clown, pops out of the pizza box and shoots her with a gun. And then we talked about Spiky. There's a clown named Rooty. I guess you could consider him one of the main ones. He's like walking in town, and for some reason he gets distracted by a really crappy animatronic outside a drugstore, and he copies it. These clowns, while killer, are very easily amused at some things, and then Tim and Rooty and Shorty, I think, are inside the drugstore. I felt sorry for this drugstore owner because he doesn't know what to do. I'd be terrified too. It's like, what do I say? How do I get these guys out of my shop? And it's not just the fact that you have this massive menacing clown in your shop. He's making a mess. I have never seen a more destructive person in a store than this one clown. It is ridiculous.
Okay,
so
this is when we get to the crater.
Yes.
Yeah, so Mike leads Dave to the spot where the tent was, only to find a massive smoking crater left in its place. So as Dave arrests Mike, Ike on the suspicion of murder, because claiming that people are dead. But as they travel on the way to Lover's Lane, they find Ike cars filled with the cotton candy cocoon substance.
And so Dave is starting to believe that something's up. There are a few more kills. There's one I want to talk about, featuring once again Shorty, the shortest of the clowns. There's a biker gang. Of course there's a biker gang. This was made in, the 80s? Yeah, so of course there's always a biker gang in a film like this. And Shorty comes riding up on, I think it's like a tricycle or something. Now here's the thing. He is a clown, but when you look at him, like I said, these clowns are really creepy and weird looking. And these bikers, because it's a movie, bikers are assholes in movies. One of them said, hey, can I touch your bike? And Shorty shakes his head no. And then he says, can I ring the bell? And Shorty says yes. He nods his head. Well, this dude, okay, there was really no reason for him to do this, but he picks up the bike and destroys it. And everybody's laughing as he's doing this. And so Shorty then jumps, out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, where'd he go? He comes back with with boxing gloves on and punches the guy's heads off. Ooh. It's one of my favorite kills, but also, even though, the clowns are murderers, that biker was being a dick. For absolutely zero reason. So, while all these clowns, are going on, all this clown killing and stuff, people are reporting them, because it's not that they're clowns, it's the fact that they are massive and they just are sort of standing out. And like a lot of people are getting killed
Yeah.
by them. One of the bikers tried to lure a girl out of a restaurant, which is bad parenting on the mom. It's like, watch your child. But Mooney thinks it's all a prank, and he basically stops answering the phones.
Yeah, like it got to the point where he's convinced the entire town is in on it, and he just ignores all the phones, even though they're ringing like crazy.
How? How the heck could they all plan this? That would mean
No,
every single
he's
person.
paranoid and an ass. So even when
Yeah.
Dave tries to call Mooney, warning him about the clowns and they need backup, he just ignores them and even unplugs the speaker.
Yeah.
And
So
when one clown shows up,
and
oh yeah,
Jumbo.
Jumbo's the clown's name.
Yeah, Jumbo.
Yeah, like he does the old squirm and flower gag, and when Mooney tries to handcuff him, he just takes his hands off. And
And Mooney is getting more progressively pissed
like
as this
threatening
continues.
him with his
He's
gun
so angry.
on and put him in these one cell with these two other bikers that he arrested earlier in the film. But then, and as the clown's in the cell, he takes out that one of those blowhorn on it called. What was it called? Yeah.
Yeah, a blowhorn. I think that's the right
Yeah,
word.
he blows into it, and the end forms a hand that does strangles Mooney and bashes him against the cell door.
Yeah, Moody deserved it.
Uh,
I'm sorry, but like, I think they did that on purpose just so we didn't feel bad when he died. But it's like, it's not the fact that he's been an ass. It's also the fact that he hears everyone talk about killer clowns. A clown comes into his police station, and he's still not taking it seriously. I think that's also why Jumbo killed him, because he wasn't taking Jumbo seriously, and Jumbo's like, "Oh fuck you, dude! I'm gonna kill you now."
Yeah, and so when Mike and Dave arrive in town, they see another clown who's at first.
Slim.
Yeah, he's entertaining a bunch of these people at a bus stop by forming a bunch of shadow hand puppets until he forms a massive T-Rex actually does gobbles them up.
So, just a quick thing. Did you think the people who were entertained by the shadow puppets were a little too easy to amuse?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, they were good shadow puppets, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, again, it's a horror film. Of course, people are gonna be stupid, but man, people just seem to be really into the stuff the clowns were doing. So, this was kind of dumb on Mike's part because they're in the cop car. And I think, is Mike at the front at this point?
Yeah, and that's when they run into the Tensies brothers, who are still driving about in that ice cream truck.
But it's running away. It's like, how did you guys get out of the truck and now it is rolling away? And they're chasing after it. These guys are such goofballs. But I kind of have a soft spot for them.
And, oh yeah, that's when they arrive at the police station, only to find the one clown who's now using his corpse as a ventriloquist puppet.
What does he say? It's like, "Don't worry, Mike. We only want to kill you." I think is what he says.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah, but then,
also they go. So what is happens is on the floor there are giant footprints. Like, so it's like, hey, the clown was here. Dave goes to the jail cell. There were 2 prisoners in there. They have unfortunately been turned into clown food because the entire place is like covered in the cotton candy. And like we said, so Jumbo, the clown from before, has killed Mooney and is using him as a ventriloquist dummy. But it turns out they can be killed. How do you kill a killer clown,
well,
Jad?
at first he fires at him, but then one shot manages to hit the clown's big red nose. It causes him to spin around, glow real bright, and turn into confetti.
Explode. Okay, so a funny little tidbit. I watched some of there are some outtakes for this, and the guy who's dressed as Jumbo, I think he was on some sort of spinning machine. they like different people had to try to catch him because he got so dizzy on that little spinning wheel. But also, I think it doesn't help that he's in that massive costume. So
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I'm imagining that one SNL Christmas stick where Will Ferrell is saying the most wonderful time of the year on a spinning platform, and he ends up throwing up. That's what it reminds me of.
yeah. So during all this time, where the heck is Debbie? Well, Debbie was at home. Now, do you guys remember the popcorn?
Yes, I do.
So it turns out the popcorn can create other killer clowns. They're like, it's like a kind of like a Jack in the Box thing. Mm-hmm. They're creepy as heck. And so as she's like, she just took a shower, and I think one of them, the two of them pop out of the
Toilet.
laundry basket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Or-
one pops out of the
Oh, yeah,
toilet.
one in the toilet,
And then
in the basket.
she runs to the door because she hears someone saying, Debbie, it's Mike, open up. She opens the door. Uh-oh, it's Slim.
Uh-oh. And he traps her in a big balloon.
Yeah, because she went to go jump out the window, but she looks down to see the clowns are holding one of those, I don't know what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that people would jump on.
You mean a trampoline or a safety net or...
Safety net.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And they have on fireman hats. But yeah, they trapped Debbie in a balloon. But thankfully, Dave, Mike, and the Terenzi brothers come and see that she
being taken away.
Yeah, so they chase after her. Is this the part with the parade? Did we skip the parade? No, I don't think we did.
Yeah, there was...
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, there was a parade.
It's a really creepy and somber thing because they realize that, like, the clowns have gotten to almost everybody in the town. Some dude tries to get away, but they shoot him as he's running away. They have, like, this huge, like, clown car that's, like, slowly driving in the middle of the street. It's really creepy, but there is some good news. They're going to save Debbie, but Dave managed to contact, I think either it was another police officer
or the National Guard
from the town, or national, yeah, something like that. So help is on the way. So they get to the big top spaceship tent, which I think was
in an amusement park.
Yeah,
And that's...
which makes sense.
Yeah, and the killer clowns, this one guard tries to stop him, but they just throw a bunch of corrosive pies at him that completely melt him into an ice cream-like mush.
And Shorty, just I guess to be a smartass, puts a cherry on top of it.
Yeah. So, Mike, Dave, and the Renzi brothers soon enter the Big Top, which is actually the clown ship. And they accidentally get separated with the Terenzi brothers ended up in a ball pit, and these two female clowns that come out of nowhere. One of them has inflatable breasts.
Inflatable breasts. Okay, but so the thing is I'm not exactly sure. It's always just when I remember first seeing this, I'm like, how the heck do these clowns reproduce? Because we saw the little baby-like clowns from the popcorn, so I was like, so do they just make them out of the popcorn, or do they actually have relationships? Well, probably. That place is probably nasty. Ugh.
And you thought the ones at Chuck E. Cheese were unsanitary.
See, I don't know if the Terenzi brothers are just desperate, horny, or they have a clown thing, because instead of freaking out, they go, are you Debbie's roommates?
Oh, God.
And then, so, Debbie gets freed from the balloons.
Oh, yeah, that's
and then there's this really great chase.
No. Before that, they, as a certain, they found this one clown who comes in with a great silly straw to drink blood out of one of the cocoons.
Oh, right.
That's where it's revealed that they're capturing the humans who turn into their food.
Yeah, and they also talk about why the heck do they look like clowns? Well, they think that maybe that what happened is the clowns came from outer space.
And they visited Earth a long time ago, and that's what inspired clowns on Earth.
And that could make sense. Because, you know, like, again, for a lot of people, clowns is a very common fear, but, I mean, I actually like kind of like that idea. It's like, oh, they came from space, somebody saw them, and then we made it part of a pop culture without really knowing the whole, whole message. So they rescued Debbie, and they go. This chasing is a lot of fun because of the scenery.
Oh yeah,
It's all very fun house,
yeah, it's like a
and I love
touristic
it.
fun house almost. And at first
Mm-hmm.
they're surrounded
Um,
until the Terenzi brothers storm in their ice cream truck. They're covered in lipstick mark kisses, and they try to
it
distract the
looks like
clowns
they
by
got some.
pretending it's their god or something, and on that big clown head on top of the ice cream truck. But
And it almost works until he comes down from the ceiling. It's Jojo Clownzilla. Yes, that is his name.
yeah,
He's apparently the leader of the Killer Clowns. And he is the biggest one of all. Um, and like he comes down from like the ceiling like a puppet. Um, and I'm not sure how they filmed this. I don't know if he was that big or if they did a thing where like
they had
they
like a
were
toy
what's
truck or something.
yeah, because he looks like one of the other clowns, but I don't think they made like a massive one because he's supposed to be really big. He picks up the Terenzi brothers' ice cream truck and tosses it, and apparently it
Blows up,
destroys it,
yeah,
quote
and
unquote.
burns. Literally
Hmm.
killing the Terenzi brothers.
Allegedly. But then Dave tries to get Debbie and Mike to escape. It's like, you guys go, I'll try to figure something else. But he tries shooting at Jojo, that doesn't work, and he runs out of bullets. And he's trying to refill the gun when Jojo grabs him, and he's like brings him up to his face. And now Dave is resourceful. He's smart. He's like looking at his badge. So he takes his badge, takes the back part of it with the pin, and stabs Jojo's nose.
Yeah, and it pops like a
And
balloon, which causes him to, let's see, he burst into explode into
explode.
confetti again.
Yeah, and see, the thing is while Dave was doing this, the Big Top was about to take off, but thankfully after he stabs his nose, um, they think now first Mike and Debbie are upset because they think Dave and the Terenzi brothers are killed, but a clown car falls um to from the sky, and Dave comes out. And also, the cops have arrived. They see the Big Top. So when they see that that car clown fall, they first think, "Oh, there's more clowns in there." So they all aim their guns at it. But it turns out to be Dave. And somehow the Terenzi brothers survive by hiding in the freezer.
Yeah, apparently
And
that works.
everyone thinks, yeah. I don't know how, but and they're like, "Hey, is it all over?" They get hit by some pies and you hear clowns' laughter. So the clowns are not dead. They have just been defeated for now.
Yeah, and that's the end. So, I'm
Dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun.
gonna say they knew for well how ridiculous and dumb this concept was. So they decided to have fun with it. Like it's definitely a tribute to those 1950s sci-fi B movie drive-ins.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's why this film works and why I kind of love it. I like it when a movie or show is like, yeah, this premise is silly and over the top, but we're going to make it work. Because if they had tried to make this super serious, I don't think it would have worked. And it would be hard to take this seriously because it's clowns, you know?
Yeah.
And the clowns themselves, despite being aliens, also seem a little goofy themselves. But again, I love the designs of the clowns. I really love the special effects. I'm a sucker for special effects. And I also think they did a good job of thinking about like how they would kill people. Like they actually sat down and it's like, so how would a clown kill? You know?
Yeah.
A killer clown. How would a clown kill? And the thing is while they did a good thing where they made the clowns all look similar, but they don't look exactly the same. Like you can tell
Oh
they're
yeah, like
all,
they really
from the
put
same.
efforts into the costume designs and special effects.
Oh yeah. And again, I think that's why this film sort of has such a cult following is because it's everything you want in like a horror B movie. And you can tell that while they're not taking themselves seriously, they still care about what they're making. And they're having fun too.
hmm So let's see. I would give this a 3. It's nothing mind blowing, but it's a fun little B movie.
I'm biased. I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it a
Oh,
4.5. I do love it. I kind of wish that Debbie and Mike had more character. And even though I like the Tarenti brothers, I kind of feel like they didn't have to be in this. But other than that, I still really enjoy this movie. This is the kind of stuff I love. I love camp and I love horror. So when you put them together, it can be a match made in heaven. And I feel like we don't get a lot of like camp anymore. I think like the last truly campy movie was like Barbie.
yeah, and it's like studios always worry that the audiences need perfection or something.
No, if camp is fun. If it's done right, they're gonna eat it up. Just trust me. Like,
hmm
um, we'll get into it a little later. But like, I also feel like some actors are also kind of afraid to be campy too. But it's like just ham it up a little bit every once in a while. It's a-okay.
hmm
So let's
Get to the news,
go to news.
and as
Yeah,
always,
we
we got
got
some
some.
sad news.
Okay, so this I think was it in like the 80s or 90s. There was a very popular grill called the George Foreman Grill. Who's George Foreman? Well, he was actually a two-time heavyweight boxing champion. He was one of the most like influential and recognizable boxers of all
hmm
time. Before he became, like a celebrity spokesperson, he has unfortunately passed away at 76. I don't. I'm looking at the article. I'm not sure if it says what he died of.
No, yeah, I'm looking it up right now. If there's anything,
I'm not seeing it. They might not have revealed what caused his death, but our thoughts and prayers
yeah,
are with him and his family.
yes, I
And then I
can
just
imagine
added,
this hit hard for sports fans.
oh yeah, especially like also other boxers too who knew him.
And even
And
more sad news, who's David
uh,
Stephen, head writer for Curse of Cali Dog, dead at 66. Oh no.
yeah, and people are gonna be like, who the fuck cares about this guy? We care about this guy. We love animation. We love Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage is like one of the cartoons that is like seriously held up.
hmm
A lot of cartoons can't say that. So let's see. He launched his television career in 1980. He worked on live action comedies like Mr. President, Alf, Parker Lewis, Can't Lose, and Living Single. He wrote for the live action slash puppet movie The Wickedest Witch. He also worked on the animated Alf spinoff Alf Tales, and it seems he started writing for Tiny Toons like in the early 1990s, and then he would work on the screenplay for the feature Balto in
Yeah,
1995.
which went on to be a cult classic, and
Hmm.
most of all, he was the head writer for Curse of Cali Dog. Oh, sorry, as writer, then staff writer, then head writer. So he really rose up to the ranks.
And like I said, this is one of the like few old shows that I still feel like it still shows up. And he continued to work on animation. He worked on Kenny the Shark, Viva Pinata, Arthur, Peg plus Cat, Little People, Space Racers, and Treasure Trekkers. It doesn't say what he passed away from. I don't think.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
scrolling
no,
up cancer.
cancer,
Yeah,
cancer.
it was cancer.
Oh, boo! Fuck
Uh,
you, cancer. All right, so now we're gonna talk about something that's not. I guess this is something we like to talk about. So, Jad, do you like animation?
oh hell yeah.
I like animation. Do you like Disney?
Of course.
I like Disney too. Do we like the Disney remakes?
No, no, no.
Nope. So here's my thing. I've tried to be a fair reviewer, so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna see the Snow White movie just so I can put in my 2 cents and be fair. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. The movie is not fantastic. However, it is not god awful. With that being said, I do not think this movie should have been released to theaters. I think it should have been a streaming release.
Yeah, Disney's been trying to move away from made-for-streaming movies after the theater shutdowns because they're starting to realize, you know what? Releasing a $200 million movie direct to streaming isn't exactly good for business.
Which I understand, but the thing is that the movie is not really worth a ticket price. So I'm part of AMC Stubs. I can see movies for free because I pay a monthly subscription. I can see up to 4 movies a week. I get discounts on snacks and other stuff. So I didn't pay for my ticket, really. You know? It was free for me, technically. But even still, it's just... The movie is not, like, doing fantastic at the box office. That's why we're talking about this.
Yeah, it debuted to number 1, but it grossed $43 million over the weekend.
And here's the thing. And why I kind of just wanted to talk about this. I want to just set the record straight. It's not Rachel Ziegler's fault. She's the best part of this movie. She understands what she's doing. But the thing is you can tell there were rewrites. The CGI animals look fine, but guys, the CGI dwarfs.
They're abominations.
Dopey's fine. For some reason, Dopey's fine. The rest of them, the guy playing her romantic lead is okay. But Gal Gadot was just such a bad choice. The other songs they added, some of them were fine. Gal Gadot's villain song could have been good, but again,
you gotta get the villain song right.
I know, and they messed it up. And it was, so I was, like I said, I saw the movie, and while Gail is singing, there are a bunch of, backup dancers. They're doing more than she is. She seems so awkward and weird in this role. I don't know. I felt like this just should have been straight to streaming, and I don't know how it's going to go. I thought that the Mufasa movie was not going to do this that well. I can't say for certain if the Snow White movie is not going to do well because
it grossed $45 million on its opening weekend, and it just no 40
What
for
did Mufasa?
No, Snow White.
Oh.
And so far worldwide, it's earned $88 million, but it has a budget somewhere between $240 to $270 million. So
that really shocks me.
Along with the marketing costs, it's going to need a lot of money in order to recoup its budget or break even.
Yeah, but see, the thing is like, I'm looking at it right now. The only, family-friendly movies that are out right now are Snow White, The Day the Earth Blew Up, Paddington in Peru, and Dogman. So, Mufasa is still in theaters, but people have most likely already seen that, so they're going to want to see something different. So, yeah, I'm not sure how this film is going to go. I don't know what else is, coming out that's, a family-friendly film. So, we're just gonna have to see. But I do wonder if this is going to affect their Disney remakes going forward. So, who knows?
If they're going to remake them and at least change it. The Jungle Book, you can tell that Jon Favreau was a fan of the original source material because he actually used stuff from the books. Like the Law of the Jungle was a recurring theme. And
exactly. That film's actually really good.
Yeah, how in Pete's Dragon, where they updated it so it's in a modern time, and Pete is actually a feral child living in the forest who's protected by a dragon.
Mm-hmm. Here's I think that's really the thing, is that if you are going to make these remakes, give us something that makes them different but still familiar, I think that's part of the. I felt like this movie was trying a little too hard to be both different but also super similar, if that makes any sense. It ends up being a bit of a mishmash. So, I mean, again, we're going to see. Um, Again, I don't know if there's any big like
Releases
a
coming up.
name like. Yeah, I don't think so. I'd have to look, but anyway, so okay, so
Uh,
this was you want okay, good. You want to take this one,
yeah,
Jad?
so a couple years back, the CW announced they were doing a live action reboot of the Powerpuff Girls titled Powerpuff. And
What could possibly go wrong?
yeah, a lot can go wrong because the script was leaked and then they had to do reshoots, but the actress Plain Blossom dropped out of the project. And then after they announced that the reboot would be shelved, and once they sold the CW to its new parent company, they finally put the plug.
Yeah, it's pretty bad because I think from what I understand,
Oh, you haven't watched the trailer?
I did watch the trailer, but I was a little confused. But I think from what I understand is the Powerpuff Girls kind of disbanded.
Yeah,
Is that what I was saying?
like they were created by Professor Utomium, almost like a marketing product, where they have a bunch of merchandise around them, and the cartoon is based on the original cartoon is supposed to be based on them. And Mojo is a human for some reason and has a son named Jojo, who's the kid's a really bad actor.
Really? Seriously? Jesus Christ. Okay, so see, I think what they were trying to do is they were going to try to do what they did with Riverdale, but the
But
thing
make it more
about
jokey.
Riverdale,
But
I think the thing
sorry, go ahead.
I think the thing with Riverdale is that it was still kind of cheesy and over the top that it made it funny. Like people who watch it's like, yeah, this isn't good, but it's fun. This I don't think was
No,
it.
let's apparently as he goes grow older, they accidentally killed Mojo one day, causing them to disband. And with Blossom wandering around, Buttercup being a firefighter, and Bubbles doing meet and greets on Hollywood Boulevard.
Imagine. I don't think they understood these characters at
No,
all.
especially when one scene where Buttercup's up was complaining about how the cartoon whitewashed them.
What?
Yeah, she does straight up says, yeah, it was fun at first, and then you got the merchandise and the cartoon, which, by the way, completely whitewashed us.
But she's white.
Yeah, well, in this reboot, Buttercup's supposed to be black, while Blossom is part Asian.
Imagine making the Powerpuff Girl the one that's known to be the most aggressive a black girl. They did not think any of this through. This is like the one time where it's like I'm fine with bullying because I think we bullied them so bad that they decided to just scrap the whole thing, which is I think probably for the better.
And we thought the 2016 reboot would be awful, but we dodged a bullet there.
We really did. We don't like a tactical nuke.
Yeah, and speaking of nuclear, first look at Peter Dinklage as the titular Toxic Avenger.
Talk about excellent casting.
Yeah, he's just short, and oh wow, he looks great under all that prosthetic, and
he does. And I've missed people using prosthetics. Can we please use more of it?
And it seems like
I think he looks great.
You can even see the burnt remains of his tutu. Like that's a callback from the original movie where he was tricked into wearing a tutu before falling into the toxic waste.
Oh yeah, didn't you watch the original movie?
Oh yeah, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Don't you worry.
Alrighty. I can't wait for this. All right, let's see. Oh god damn it!
Bambi the Reckoning official trailer.
We're not watching this movie.
No, hell
not
no.
Unless you pay us. I'm not doing it unless you give us money to make the suffering less. This is by the same people who did,
Blood
yeah.
and Honey and Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
So the thing is, Peter Land's Neverland Nightmare, I think, didn't do that well at the box office.
No.
Not and like the film, I don't think cost that much,
Let me look
but
at
it didn't do that
it.
well. If memory serves me correctly, we're both looking it up.
It goes like, oh, it had a budget between 250 to 310,000 pounds, and it grossed a little over 321,000.
That doesn't seem good.
No, especially since
'Cause
how
don't they have to make?
the Winnie the Pooh films both gross millions.
Yeah, this doesn't. I think this one has also a lower rating because it's according to the Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 48% with an average rating of 5.1 on Metacritic.
Ouch.
So yeah, here's the thing. I don't think these movies are going to stick around
No.
because one, they're not good. Two, they have legitimate competition.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like, when is this one coming out? Did it say?
Oh, fuck me. No
Is this one
release
coming
date
out
yet.
this year or next year?
It's sometime
Yeah.
in mid 2025. No set date so far.
So there are a lot of big films coming out. So this film is going to have hardcore competition. Fingers crossed that it doesn't do as well. I'm over this. I'm so over this entire
Well,
thing.
we do
Can
have
move
some
on
happier news coming up.
Thank God.
You got it.
Warner Brothers negotiating big sale of show Coyote vs. Gas, big movie. Yes.
Yeah, and
I'm so happy.
turns out Catch Up Entertainment, who released The Day the Earth Blew Up, they're interested in acquiring the distribution and rights to Coyote vs. Acme, and they're hoping to acquire it for somewhere in the $50 million range. And so
I still haven't seen the movie, but I pre-ordered the DVD. It's just for some reason I couldn't. For some reason where it was showing near me, I couldn't find it like after it was like showing after work. So, but either way, I'm super excited about this. Just because if you guys don't know, Acme versus Coyote was finished,
yeah, but then
and no, go ahead.
yeah, but then once the Warner Brothers merger with Discovery was completed, David Zaslav decided to sell the film and try to gain a tax write-off for it. Which angered a lot of people. Like, even got to the point where actors and directors started canceling their meetings with Warner Brothers.
Yeah, that's sort of what really I think put a dent in Warner Brothers' reputation because before there were two other films that had been written off for, I think, for tax reasons, and then just writing that one off, I think really, really set people off because the film was again completely finished. So it just felt really pointless to, write it off. And a lot of people who'd seen, the movie were like, this is really good. Why are they not releasing it? So I'm really hoping if they get the rights to this, we might see the movie, which I'm really hoping happens because it wasn't fair to the people who worked on this movie for it to be treated like this.
Yeah, like Warner Brothers, they have really shit the bed, and especially since the Discovery merger.
Yeah, if things get worse, they might have to sell off the asset, like their company assets, because I don't think they have
they have like over 30 billion in debt.
Yeah, and they have some films coming out,
but they also had a lot of bombs in the past couple of years.
That's what I was gonna say, and let's see, we're getting the second Zootopia movie, the second Wicked movie. We are getting a Mortal Kombat movie. We're also getting another Five Nights at Freddy's movies. The next Avatar movie is coming out. Those are really big name movies. Those are gonna, so it's always a fight to see who wins at the box office. But like Warner Brothers really needs some good news. They need something good to happen. It might not happen for them this year, so we'll see.
And some sad news for our friend Luffy. Solar Opposites its sixth season to be its final one.
She loves it. Our friend Luffy loves this show.
Yeah, like it debuted in 2020 during the COVID pandemic. It was co-created by Star Trek Lower Decks creator Mike McMahon and Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland. The latter of which was removed in 2023 after he was charged with domestic violence. And then the show was actually quickly went on to be one of Hulu's most popular shows, if you can believe it.
Yeah, because I think there's been sort of a need for good adult comedy. I haven't watched the show yet. It's on my backlog, but this is one of those, from what I've heard, is that it's funny, it is over the top, but it still does a good job of not being too juvenile, you know? But also 6 seasons I think is actually pretty good.
Yeah, and let's see, yeah, I'm gonna have to catch up on that show sometime, and also something I'm looking
I'm excited about this.
New trailer for Elio.
Yes, me too. Alright, so first off, I want to say this. If you don't go see Elio, you cannot complain about Pixar not making any original animated content. You have to go see the movie in order for it to be successful. And it looks good.
Yeah, like...
It's about a boy. His name is Elio.
Yeah, like...
And another kid named Glorden, who is a space alien. And they both really don't fit in. Elio ends up getting abducted, much to his, like... he's not scared, he's happy. He's been wanting to be abducted by aliens for a while. And he gets abducted and meets Glorden, and I think they confuse him with the person who's in charge of Earth. Mm-hmm. And so, shenanigans abound. I had seen the teaser for this, but this trailer really just cemented that I want to see this. It looks
it's
adorable.
I'm really hoping that Pixar doesn't become oversaturated with sequels. Like, they have so many planned right now. It's kind of worrying.
I know. And, people are going to say, well, what about DreamWorks? I feel like DreamWorks does a better job of balancing their sequels and their original content. Because they also have a lot of original shows, too. Pixar's just been... Yeah, it's been... And here's the thing, the sequels themselves I don't think were necessarily the problem, but some of them just have not lived up to the expectations of people, but also they don't live up to their previous movies. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's like, if you guys want more original Pixar stuff, you have to see this movie. And it looks like it's going to be really fun and heartwarming.
Definitely.
I really love the design of Glorden. He's so cute.
Yeah, and I remember there was a familiar name. Dami C is the co-director of this. He directed Turning Red.
Yep. I love Turning Red. That's one of my favorite Pixar movies.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to be seeing that opening weekend. And another film I'm going to be seeing opening weekend. New teaser for the Toxic Avenger reboot.
Ooh, I haven't watched this yet. Miss Meat. Is that the name of the restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
Ew, that looks nasty. That looks nasty. Guys, I'm watching the trailer.
And it gets even nastier.
Okay, they made that look like
a dick and balls.
Yes, they did that on purpose. So, I don't know if it's just me, but also the way they're filming this, it reminds me kind of like movies from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I think that was intentional. I don't know if this makes
sense. Which I appreciate. Oh! Oh, this is going to be rated R. That kid's going to need some therapy.
Oh. It says Peter Dinklage going around murdering criminals.
Okay,
with a radioactive mop.
I usually see movies with my best friend, but she's not into this kind of stuff, so I'm going to take my fiance to see this, because he has a much stronger stomach. But I am here for this.
Yeah,
this I'm not Go ahead.
Yeah, like
No, you go ahead.
they actually struggled to find a distributor for a few years. It debuted at a film festival in
Really?
2023, but then 2024 it heard that they had a really hard time finding a distributor because they were turned off by the graphic violence and gore. Uh,
Oh,
but then
really?
Cineverse, who distributed the Terrifier films, they announced that they'll be releasing it August
Oh.
29th of this year.
Oh, okay. See, that's was I was about to say. Well, Terrifier is really popular, and that's super bloody. But now it makes sense that you said that. Okay, I'm not sure how to feel about this. Coco 2 set for 2029 release.
Oh, what kind of story could they
Hmm.
possibly tell?
That's what I was gonna say, because Coco's a perfect film. It doesn't need a sequel.
Yeah, hang on. Can you take up for a bit? For a bit, I gotta use the bathroom real quick. Oh boy.
Okay, so while Jad goes to the bathroom, I will look at this article. So, Bob Iger, the current CEO of Disney, has announced there will be a follow up for the film during the company's annual shareholder meeting. The sequel is in production and it's going to be in 2029, so that's 4 years. So, of course, there are no plot details revealed. Um, the director, Lee Unkrich, is returning to direct with Andrina Molina. Mark Nelson, who also has worked at Pixar, he produced, he worked on both Toy Story 4 and Inside Out 2. He will produce the film. I don't know how to feel about this just because I feel like Coco ended perfectly and they didn't need to have a sequel. I'm not against a sequel, but the thing is I feel like the movie has to lend itself to a sequel. I have no idea if this film is going to be any good. And there's also a chance that if things don't go well, the film could get scrapped. 4 years is a very long time. Um, this is also a very long period to wait to have a sequel because the film came out in 2017. So that's going to be 12 years. Again, I don't know how they're going to do this unless someone else visits the land of the dead. Um, yeah, I have no idea. I'm not sure about this. I'm really not. Um, I guess we'll just have to, see where it takes us. Alright, now since Chad's gone.
And I'm back. Sorry about that.
Oh, never mind. You came back at the perfect time.
Okay, so latest
Do you have any
Assassin's Creed
thoughts?
is second highest selling and announced title in the franchise. Oh, suck on that in sales.
Yep, so if you guys don't know, the Assassin's Creed franchise has released a new game called it's Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, this game became the center of some controversy. Jad, why did this game become the center of
Because
controversy?
you play as a black man.
Yep, in Japan. But here's the thing, this black man existed. The story focuses on Yasuke, who was the first and I think only black samurai in Japan. He was real. This is an actual man who existed. Well, certain people really, really wanted this game to fail. It has not. It is now, as Jad said, the second highest selling launch day title that they have.
Yeah, like we'll see how it does in the long run. And I know Ubisoft definitely needs a win after all the bad
Yeah.
business decisions.
But all the reviews I'm seeing are actual legitimate reviews are saying it's really good. And when I say legitimate reviews, I mean people who actually played the game, not people who didn't play the game and just hate it for no reason. All right. Oh, you're gonna like this.
Okay.
So I didn't know this, but Terrifier is getting a video game.
Yeah, this is a little bit old news. It seems like it's getting a limited the Disney Collector's Edition. And let's see.
Yes.
It's being put to the Nintendo Switch and PS5. Let me try to find gameplay real quick.
Okay. So they are releasing a. I'm gonna see if I can make this picture bigger so I can see the. Okay, yeah. So they are releasing a collector's edition. It should be coming out sometime this year. So you will get a Art and Vicky hard enamel pins, a puke bag, reversible poster, bloody gameplay gloves, a physical game for Nintendo or PS5, character stickers, an art mix soundtrack, an art book, art is the name of the clown, a premium collector's box, a special thank you letter, an instruction manual, and exclusive additional content for this edition. So the exclusive content includes a hardcore mode with an alternate ending, a new character skin, and an extras gallery. So this is for people who are, I guess, diehard fans of this franchise, because the limited collector's edition is going to cost $129. I'm not sure how the original game. Okay, the original game is going to cost $60, which is kind of unfortunately in the norm. But again, this is like probably for somebody in your family or a friend who like really loves Terrifier. This is not for casual fans.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Especially not for the Screamers. It seems like it's gonna be a just.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
We have two friends who have refused to look at anything in regards to this because they are so squeamish. They always we talk about Terrifier. It's like, yeah, I refuse to see it.
Okay, and you added this Clown in a Cornfield trailer.
I thought it was apt since we were talking about killer clowns.
So what's Clown in a Cornfield?
This is gonna be a slasher film from RLGJE Films and Shudder. Shudder is like a streaming service that is solely horror. It sounds like it's gonna be like a slasher film. Quinn and her father have just moved to the quiet town of Kettle Springs, hoping for a fresh start. Instead, she discovers a fractional community that has followed on hard times after the treasured Bay Pin corn syrup factory burned down. As locals bicker among themselves and tensions boils over, a sinister grinning figure emerges from the cornfields to cleanse the town of its burdens, one bloody victim at a time. Welcome to Kettle Springs. The real fun starts when Friendo the Clown comes out to play. Apparently this film is it's gotten early screenings.
Oh, it's from
It has a
It's from the director of Chuck and Dale vs. Evil.
Really?
Yeah, that's not indie slasher horror comedy.
Oh my god, I love that movie. Okay, so now I'm officially excited for this because Chuck and Dale versus Evil is, as Jad said, it's a horror comedy film. Normally, like in a film, hillbillies are like the bad guys, but in this film, they're actually the good guys. It starts everything kind of starts out as a misunderstanding, and gradually, you figure out who are the good guys, and they save the day, and it's a really funny film. It's hilarious. So I'm not sure if this is a horror comedy film. I think it might just be a horror film. Yeah, it just says it's a slasher thriller. But since you said it's by the guy who did Tuck and Dale versus Evil, I have faith that this is going to be good.
Oh, sorry, I'm just watching this one scene where they're trying to call 911, but it's one of those old rotary phones, and they're panicking saying, "Where's the fucking buttons on this phone?"
Do they even still make rotary phones?
Oh, doubt it. Oh. Yeah, this seems like it could be a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Clown in a cornfield.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken in a bread pan. Picking out dough. Okay, and last one, I just added this. Menus revealed for the dining at Epic Universe. For those of you who have been keeping abreast, Epic Universe is the third park opening up at Universal Orlando. And it's going to have all new lands and rides. And you said that, Rooty?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm listening to you talk.
Yeah, and here are some of the restaurants, and if I go through the full menu for each one, we're going to be here forever, so I'll just do a quick rundown. At Celestial Park, there's the full-service sit-down restaurant, Atlantic, which is like high-end seafood. You can get shrimp cocktails, mussels, crab cakes, eggs, corn chowder.
Not the place you take the kids.
No, and then that and filet mignon. Yeah, it's the more upscale ones.
Mmm.
And
That's like for if you're going on a date. Oh, there's stuff for kids, but yeah, I would not take the
yeah,
kids to
no.
that. But it sounds delicious. Then we got the Oak and Star
This
Tavern, which
seems
is
to be
also located in Celestial
yeah,
Park.
it seems to be the barbecue for breakfast. They have traditional American breakfast fare, but then they got barbecue with meats like 14-hour smoked brisket, ribs, banana leaf smoked pulled pork, smoked sausage, and spit roasted citrus herb chicken. And with
That all sounds
Lanya
so
salads and
good.
a massive amount of sides. Ice from braised
Oh yeah.
greens, tropical coleslaw, smoked sausage, side chorizo, and 3 cheese mac and cheese.
Oh my god, that sounds
And
so delicious. And
pizza.
no, you
Sorry,
go ahead.
Pizza Mountain,
Go
also
ahead.
located in Celestial Park. It's quick service
Pizza Moon.
Pizza Moon. Sorry. Alright. Yeah, it seems to be specializing in what else? Pizza and a few pasta and salad options as well.
Yeah, we got some pasta and we have, of course, some salad and some desserts. And it seems like you're gonna have like your. This sounds also like not your typical pizza. There is a pepperoni pizza called the Pizza Moon Pepperoni, but like we have a roasted garlic bechamel, fromage de luna, ricotta, pancetta, garlic confit, ube crust pizza.
Ube. That's interesting.
Yeah,
And
it's a type of sweet potato. I think that's purple.
and let's see, Meteor Astro Pub. It seems to have more traditional American fare, like bar food, like fish and chips, chicken and waffles, burgers, and this seems interesting. Wasabi pub fries
Yeah, I saw that. So they're spicy. They're gonna have a kick to them.
and
My fiance
Frosty
would love
Moon,
that.
which is gonna specialize in ice cream. What else?
We got cookie butter, vegan vanilla for the vegans, strawberry. They also have some cookies. Oh, and there's a bunch of toppings too: Golden Star sprinkles, Oreo crumble, strawberry cheesecake pieces.
And
Sounds delish.
here we go into the Ministry of Magic, Cafe Fatla de la Sirene. Don't know how to pronounce it, and I don't care. And it seems to be specializing in French cuisine.
French.
In like
Yep.
breakfast has a
Ooh,
bunch
I
of
love.
pieces,
Yes, I love quiche Lorraine. It's so delicious.
and for the rest of the day they have more traditional French cuisine and even crepes.
Oh, crepes are delicious.
And I believe they also have a butterbeer crepe.
Oh,
And
okay. All
Le
right.
Goblet Noir. This seems to be
The goblet black or the dark
This
goblet.
seems to be-
This is a quick
yeah,
service
quick
place.
surface with with pub grub with a French and twist on it, as well as a load of drinks. And
They have some handheld like sandwiches. They got a warm shaved beef and a brew bratwurst, and then their entrees are like a little mix. It seems like it's a lot of I don't want to say simpler food, but like they've got cod, some lentil stew, something called the alchemist platter. Ooh. Okay, I hate to admit it, but their dessert sounds delicious. They have baklava and black forest cake.
And Bar Moonside. This is dedicated solely to drinks. You got non-alcoholic offerings such as pumpkin juice, lemonade, and a variety of flavors, iced tea, and of course butterbeer. And then a wide range of different and alcoholic offerings, some draft beers, ales, and cocktails, some of which are themed after the Harry Potter franchise. Oh, and this one's I'm excited about. The Toad School Cafe in Super Nintendo
Yes.
World.
Because they have one of these in Japan, and the food looks
Yeah.
so good.
And another one in Universal Hollywood. And this one is like Italian cuisine, but with a twist. Nearly every item on the menu has mushrooms as a key ingredient. There's creamy mushroom
Of course.
soup sold in a power-up mushroom bowl. The toadstool cheesy garlic nuts, which are like toadstool-shaped garlic nuts. My mom will love this. Piranha plank caprese. And the superstar chicken salad. And this one I would really love to try, the Mario burger, which looks great. It's
I want to try the Browser's Fireball
Oh,
Challenge because they have this big puff pastry shaped like Bowser's
you
face.
think you can handle the spice?
Maybe. I might have to work up to it,
And
but
on top of
I
that, they even
would
have
like to
hot
try
sauce on
it.
the side, just in case it's not spicy enough. And they got desserts like the Crescent Black Tiramisu, the Mount Beanbag cake,
Yum.
and Princess Peach's cupcake. Hey,
So I love tiramisu. Just having it shaped like the question block from Mario is just going to add to the deliciousness. There's a foodie blogger I follow, and she went, I think, to the one in Universal Hollywood, and she said the food was delicious. I don't even like mushroom soup, but she's made that soup sound so good. Oh, next we're going into the How to Train Your Dragon world, aka Isla Burke. Of course, we have the meat hall, and it looks like they're taking inspiration from
Norwegian cuisine.
like Nordic. Yeah, we got berserker meatballs, yum. Some grilled salmon, Belgia's turkey wings,
Sausage links.
hooligan sauce.
Uh,
This all sounds really
vegan
really
burger,
good.
because
And
he's gotta have one meatless option.
yeah, which is good because there are also people who are vegetarian as well. There's stuff for the kids. There's a specialty beverage called Toothless Plasma Blast, and of course they have mead. That's for the
And
adults.
Stonefly's Cat of the Day, which is like a chocolate mousse shaped like a fish with little cereal clumpers to make it look like a kind of sand.
That's adorable. I love it.
And next up, Spitfire Grill, which seems to be a Asian bowl. You got the stoic steak bowl with sticky rice, tandoori steak, egg, and several veggies. You got the salmon take, chicken, shrimp, and vegan ovens. And of course, more Gabba's mead. And
I love me a good bowl. So those sound so good.
next we got Hooligans Grog and Gruel. Okay, it specializes in mac and cheese cones. Oh wow, goldfish mac and cheese,
What?
creamy mac and cheese with goldfish served in a crunchy cone. You got the pork bacon and jam mac and cheese cone, and a dragonfire chicken spire. Creamy mac and cheese with nice
Okay.
Nashville style pulled chicken, hot honey, Calabrian peppers, chimichurri, and crispy onions. Ooh.
Gosh, that sounds so spicy.
And I'm sure that's a
Oh my
mac and cheese
goodness.
lover's paradise.
So yes, next we're going into the dark universe. We have Das Steakhouse. It's the steakhouse, but it's Das Steakhouse. I think it's supposed to be German. So we got it's mostly meat. There is a vegan option. It is an impossible stuffed cabbage with beef bacon and a pepper bell tomato sauce. We of course have a carved steak. We have some wings, glazed pork, a chicken sandwich. Um, there's a lot of steaks actually. There's fish on a steak, which is a blackened salmon steak with charred green onion, mashed potatoes, roasted baby carrots, acorn squash, and crispy mataki mushrooms. Bird on a steak, which is a dry rub chicken tenderloin. This one sounds a little spicy because it has red chimichurri. And then bits and pieces, which is a stirred and glazed wild mushroom brisket meatloaf. My fiance actually really likes
Oh,
meatloaf, so this is probably where he would want to go.
And the desserts. This one seems interesting. The red velvet death, which is a red velvet and hot coffin cake with chocolate crumbs and puffed rice made to look like maggots.
Puff rice maggot? I would just want to get that just to see what it looks like.
And next up, the Bun and Blade Tavern. This is based on the iconic Bun and Windmill from the Universal's Frankenstein movie. It seems to be another bar theme lounge with grub. You got the Hunter's Garlic Steak, which is a massive garlic butter pretzel with garlic dipping sauce.
Oh God, I love
Fried-
garlic pretzels.
Fried jalapeno poppers with sriracha ranch, charred loaded potatoes, the Bun and Blake burger. Oh, that one actually looks good. 4-ounce black Angus patty with American cheese, caramelized onions, jalapeno bacon on a potato bun.
Jalapeno bacon? Ooh.
Then you got a bunch of specialty cocktails like the Lagunita, Bacardi Superior, Palini Limoncello, Lime, Blackberry Puree, and Mint.
That actually sounds good. I'm not a big drinker, but that sounds delicious.
Oh yeah, I I hope I'm to go to that place next year. Like it looks amazing.
Okay, so you and me are go we need to go to this, but also we're gonna get like super fat.
I already am super fat.
Because I know, but this sounds so good. It's like you could try to eat healthy. Hell no. Oh my god. But like, yeah, we need to try to go to this next year. All right. So, Jad, you go first because I want to hear you talk about the Toxic
Okay,
Avenger.
but first is my first recommendation: The Thief and the
I
Cobbler
recommended this too.
recovered cut. Now,
Yay.
this is a real deep cut for all your animation buffs. The Thief and the Cobbler was conceived by veteran animator Richard Williams. He's the one who directed.
We've talked about him on this channel.
Yeah, he directed Raggedy and Andy's Big Musical Adventure. He directed a TV special adaptation of The Christmas Carol that was produced by Chuck Jones. But you probably best know him
Yep.
as the animation director for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. As
Yep.
as Robert Zemeckis, he actually chose Williams' studio over Disney's. Like, wow.
Really?
Yeah, like, Zemeckis
Wow.
felt that Disney wasn't up to snuff and thought Williams' perfectionism was what was needed for the film. Especially with how he had a
So,
habit of doing a bunch of dynamic angles, which is really hard to do with traditional animation.
oh, yeah. So I think that was probably the good choice just because the animation in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it still holds up today. It's so vibrant and colorful and full of life. So I kind of think Zemeckis made the right choice.
But
Continue.
that wasn't originally Zemeckis' first pick. He wanted to do a film set in Saudi Arabia, in an Arabian setting called The Thief and the Cobbler, which focused on a thief and of course, a cobbler. Uh, but he had problem getting it off the ground for years. Years.
Hmm.
Because Williams it was a diehard perfectionist. Like the animation team would actually spend days working on a scene, only for Zemeckis to decide to just scrap it entirely.
Not
I mean,
Zemeckis,
Williams.
Williams.
Yeah, sorry. At first, Warner Brothers was lined up for a distributor after the release of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but then Williams kept missing deadlines and going over budget, and the project was sold to Miramax, where the infamous Harvey Weinstein did a cut.
Blech.
Yeah, he added a bunch of voiceover dialogue. Like Tack was originally mute in the original version, but
Yeah.
of course, executive thinks all kids are morons, so they added a bunch of unnecessary voice acting in songs.
Oh, dude, and they gave the thief a voice, and they made him so annoying.
Yeah, like they just pop the microphone in his head, and he has a lot of bad jokes. But
Harvey Weinstein ruins everything.
but thankfully, a YouTube channel called The Thief Archive is trying to preserve Williams' original vision for the film. He took completed animation as well as storyboards and unfinished animation to try to piece the film together in a more coherent narrative that was closer to Williams' original vision. And like a majority of it is actually silent. There's rarely any dialogue, at all. And it's not.
Which is fine.
And the late great Vincent Price voices the film's villain Zigzag.
Yes.
Like I believe he died after the film's long before the film's original release. He's in the early '90s. But yeah, if you're a big animation buff like me, I definitely recommend the recovered cut of this lost masterpiece.
It is a very pretty movie, but also you will like see some similarities to Aladdin just a little bit. This was sort of a popular what's the word I'm looking for?
Rumor.
No, a theme of story to tell. Because I think he was also inspired by 1001 Nights, which Aladdin comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'll talk about Toxic Avenger. I want to hear about it.
Okay, so The Toxic Avenger was a film produced by Troma Entertainment, I believe it's called.
What's trauma, Jad?
Troma is entertainment is a production company founded by Lloyd Kaufman and who directed The Toxic Avenger and his business partner Michael Hurst. Now the film the company mainly produced low budget independent movies or B movies, mainly focused in the horror comedy genre. And a lot of the films focused on parody, gore, or splatter, and offensive, and more often than not, offensive humor. And yeah, some of the films did not age as well, but it became
No.
an important launching pad for a lot of notable actors such as Trey Parker, Samuel L. Jackson, and even James Gunn, who got his start at Troma, if you can
Yep.
believe it or not.
Yeah. The purpose of these films were to be as shocking as they possibly
Hmm.
could. So that was like the point.
But the company, the studio really struck gold with The Toxic Avenger in 1986. It's like, it focuses on Melvin, a 98-pound janitor at a health club in the skeezy Tromaville, New Jersey. Hey. Yes, it takes place in my state, if you can believe it. It Melvin is constantly bullied and harassed by these group of gym goers. As one of which is actually a notorious vehicular manslaughter whose girlfriend only gets off when he kills people with his car. Yeah,
Okay.
like there's like it holds no punches. Like the first death is a fucking kid. Like when the group is in the car, his girlfriend's rattling off points on if you kill this certain ethnicity, you get 20 points. But if you kill a child,
Jesus.
it's double points. And they run over this kid on
Again,
a
this.
bike, but when it turns out to be alive, they quickly back up, and the wheel just crushes his kid's head like a watermelon.
Again, the point of these is to
Yeah, like
be as over the top and disgusting as
yeah,
possible.
like
So don't be shocked.
there's no way you can do a film like this, and especially with how rampant and mass shootings are in America. Uh, like, but then one day, as he's being bullied and tricked into wearing a tutu and making out with a sheep, Melvin is chased out of the club where he falls into a barrel of toxic radiation. There, he becomes a monster known as the Toxic Avenger, who becomes a violent vigilante who kills criminals in gruesome over-the-top manners. It's like it's one drug dealer he kills with a cable lift rate machine, and that just crushes the guy's head in half. And it is very gross. And like I said, it is not for the faint of heart. Hell, even the film itself even warns you of its graphic violence. It's and of course, a lot of the sack humor did not age well. You got some slurs and stereotypes that made me cringe, honestly. But it it is still a genuinely campy, a gory black comedy take on the superhero genre at the time. I'm
Yeah,
and
I think that's why people still
yeah, the
like the
ups
film.
still
Is even
outweighs
it's
the lows. Those are my
that's
opinions.
good.
And what was hilarious is when I was watching it the one for the first time, Buddy was just laying on top of me, sleeping away. It's like, oh, watching violence makes him sleepy.
I mean, I don't know. That just sounds like something Buddy would do. Okay, so guys, we're gonna have to put on the big girl panties and the big boy panties because we, for our 50th episode, are reviewing what is considered to be one of the worst movies ever made. We're reviewing
Oh, wait,
Cool
you forgot
World.
your recommendations.
Oh God, I did. I'm a dummy. Okay, so you were just talking so much and you were talking so well. I'm like, this is a perfect place to end the episode. I'm dumb. Okay, so first up is a game called Great God Grove. So imagine that the gods cannot communicate with one another. Well, that's what happens in this game, Great God Grove. You're known as the God Poke. You're a silent protagonist. You come to Great God Grove only to discover that things are all helter skelter. See, I think it's like every 33 years, the rift opens up to pick a new god. But if the rift does not close, it is the apocalypse. Um, and it seems that the latest human who was going to turn into a god has gone rogue and has caused a bunch of drama between the gods. So they're all distracted and they're not focusing on closing the rift. So you come in and you are given what's called the megaphone. It is a megaphone with a big mouth on it, and you use it to suck up people's words.
Oh wow.
And so yeah, so you go around using the dialogue you pick up to figure out what's going on. This is by Hugo Limbo, who also made another game called Smile for Me. And I just love their style. It's very surreal and colorful and weird. Um, the previous game they made was called Smile for Me, which I also loved. So I highly recommend this. And then this is sort of, I guess, a weird recommendation. It's a dance troupe I discovered called Avant Garde. They're from Japan, and it's a what's the word? I can't remember what the word. It's a they're very synchronized. Like the way they all dress the same. Here, I'm gonna post a picture of them in the chat so you see what I'm talking about. So that makes their synchronization like
Wow.
even better. Yes, but dude, these ladies are some of the most talented dancers I have ever seen. And what's people also like is that they're very expressive too. They were on America's Got Talent, and I think they got to the last round, but they didn't win.
Oh.
I have been watching them for days. I think they are so talented and funny. They're very. It is obvious they all love. They love to dance. They all love, music and stuff like that. So I highly recommend them. If you go to YouTube and type in Avant Garde, you'll find them. All right, so going back to my spiel, as I was saying, we're going to be watching Cool World for our 50th anniversary, 50th episode.
Oh boy.
We might not survive this one, guys. This one's bad.
Notoriously
Really,
bad.
really bad. Pray for us.
Oh boy. Good
See
luck,
you next
everyone.
time.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.